If your license is suspended in Connecticut and the DMV says you need an SR-22, SR-22 Direct can get you the right policy started today. Here's what you need to know before you get back on the road. An SR-22 is a certificate, not a separate insurance policy. It is proof filed with Connecticut DMV showing that your coverage meets the state's required liability limits. Unlike a regular policy with no filing requirements, an SR-22 creates state-monitored proof of coverage. If your policy lapses or cancels while the SR-22 is still required, the DMV can be notified, which may lead to another suspension. Several violations can lead to an SR-22 requirement in Connecticut. DUI-related violations are common, but the requirement may also apply after driving without insurance, being involved in an accident without proper coverage, accumulating too many violations, or reckless driving. The point of the SR-22 is to prove financial responsibility going forward. Connecticut requires minimum liability coverage of $25, $50, $25. That means $25,000 per person for bodily injury, $50,000 per accident for bodily injury, and $25,000 for property damage. Your SR-22 filing must confirm that your policy either meets or exceeds those minimum limits. In many Connecticut cases, drivers are required to maintain SR-22 proof for about 3 years, but the exact requirement can depend on the reason for the suspension or what the DMV requires in your case. The safest move is to treat it as a continuous filing requirement and to avoid any gaps in coverage. Consecutive coverage matters. If you switch insurance carriers, make sure the new SR-22 is filed before your old policy ends. A gap in coverage can trigger a notice to the DMV, lead to another suspension, and create problems with completing your required SR-22 period. Insurance premiums often increase after an SR-22 requirement, especially if the violation involved DUI, reckless driving, driving without insurance, or an accident. The exact increase can depend on your driving history, age, location, vehicle, coverage limits, and the company you choose. Connecticut rates can vary from one carrier to another, so comparing multiple options can make a real difference. The SR-22 filing fee itself is usually manageable, often around $15 to $50 as a one-time cost. The bigger financial impact usually comes from the insurance premium. If you do not own a vehicle, a non-owner SR-22 policy may be an option. This can provide you liability coverage when you drive vehicles you do not own and is often less expensive than a policy that covers the car you do own. Set up autopay, keep your policy active, and make sure any new SR-22 is filed before canceling your old coverage. Visit SR22direct.com to get your Connecticut SR-22 filed quickly and compare rates. Or call or text 888-620-SR-22. That's 888-620-7722. Agents are standing by to help you get legal and back on the road today.